Mm. Hi everyone. بيبان عندك؟ ازاي ممكن يبان عندي؟ اوكي. missing جدا النهارده على الليكتشر. استنى بس كده couple of people to join and we'll start straight away.
تمام يا باشمهندس، احنا دلوقتي لايف نقدر نبدأ.
ازيكم يا جماعة؟ أخباركم إيه؟ Today we are gonna take a lecture together على حاجة مهمة قوي بالنسبة لنا. إحنا كdesigners, interior designers, معماريين, it's very very important to cover these points. So we're very excited for that. إحنا كانجو design house. أنا ديانا كانجو. And I'm very excited to be with you here today. We are designing for behaviors, right? This is the topic today. It's how to tailor a design to optimize the functionality of your product or your outcome. أول حاجة, I'm going to give you a little bit of brief about us. We are Kanjo Design House. أنا Diana Kanjo, Nurhan Kanjo, we're sisters and founders. And we are a team of multi-layered designers and engineers. بنشتغل في architecture, interior design, and landscape. And we work in projects from the beginning of the project design until execution and delivery. Our vision is really to design for people. It's to create spaces. What we always say in the person inhabiting the space is what draws the function of the space. يعني الشخص اللي بيكون موجود في المكان أو بيستخدم المكان هو basically you need to tailor the function for. We're going to break it down into process and project phases to understand more of what this means. أول حاجة إحنا عندنا المشروع بينقسم إلى phases. عندنا phase الdesign وعندنا phase visualization. We have the technical and we have the execution. 4 phases بيدينا delivery of a project. إحنا النهاردة هنمسك الهايلايت بتاعنا is the design part, right? For the design بينقسم إلى حاجتين. We're going to talk about the aesthetics first thing. So the aesthetics is everything that is tangible. Basically الشكل بتاع الديزاين, how the final outlook is, right? The second thing is the behavior, and this is the function that we're going to talk about. Aesthetics basically process is mood boards, selections, and then the actual execution part. The mood board part is the brainstorming of all the design aspects and the concept and how it's coming along as an idea. The selections بتيجي بمرحلة ما بعد وهي بتبقى من اختيار الألوان الخامات and then the execution is to actually finalize the product. For the behavior, and this is the superstar tonight. إن بينقسم إلى 3 أقسام. إحنا بنتكلم في function يعني حركة، zoning يعني تقسيمة مساحات، okay, and the circulation. Circulation يعني how you take the route، بتبدأ من فين لفين، الشخص اللي داخل لمكان حركته عاملة ازاي. And this is all a full brief that needs to be tailored. This is all a process that needs to be taken in order to accomplish a good behavior in a space. For example, taking project type عشان يبقى الcomparison عندنا واضح، عشان مش كل مكان بيبقى له نفس الfunction, right؟ فإحنا 5 examples for example. عندنا residential project مثلا educational commercial administrative retail. طبعا احنا في انواع كتيرة تانية for project types. ممكن تبقى hospitals, supermarkets, schools which follows under educational, clinics, anything that could be designed. It's any space. But today we're going to choose 3 topics to make this very clear and understandable how each type بيبقى له الفانكشن بتاعته وبيبقى له البروسيجر بتاعته. Starting with residential. Residential is very homey, right? If we're talking about the aesthetics part, احنا عندنا قلنا البروجكت بيبقى aesthetics و behavior. So let's take the aesthetics side. The private residence is always the reflection of the person living in the space. يعني الشخص اللي بيكون في بيته بنعمل الديزاين tailored around them، ان هم يبقوا شايفين نفسهم في البيت. الديزاين for the commercial spaces بيبقى a reflection of the actual brand. What is the concept here? What are they serving? ايه نوع الأكل? For example, the commercial restaurant we're talking about is called Casa de Amigos, with a Mexican restaurant في مراسي مارينا. And it really reflects how, like, the identity of the place, loud music, Mexican food, etc. And then we have the administrative project اللي هو مكاتب, and we chose a project الشركة اسمها IMCD, and this is in Cairo Festival in Business Park. And when it comes to the administrative, there is a behavior there and there is an identity of the company there. So these are 3 examples of aesthetics when it comes to the design of the company طبعا or the project. طبعا كل البروسيجر اللي احنا اتكلمنا فيها في aesthetics on mood board selections and execution were able to bring this product out. دلوقتي if we're going to talk about it from a behavior perspective, or نبدأ to break it down into zoning, or how do we need it? So we start shifting away to what do we want in the space? What spaces do we need? For the residential, it's really a home, right? So you have a place where you sit together, you have a place where you eat together, where you prepare your food, etc. Bedrooms, of course, and all the remaining spaces. For the commercial area, متطلبات المطاعم أو البارز أو أي حاجة فيها حاجة that brings people together بتبقى مختلفة. We have the reception area that welcomes the guests. We have the counter bar, بيبقى high seating and high chairs. We have the dining tables with the general space of the whole restaurant. And of course, we have the kitchen and the bathrooms, which then becomes a services part. بنيجي عند the administrative part, the office بيبقى متطلباته غير تماما. بيبقى فيها حركة شغل، بيبقى فيها practicalities. We're talking about reception area to welcome the guests, meeting rooms, waiting areas, offices, kitchen to prepare. فالأحجام برضو بتختلف. دلوقتي we listed out all of these. This gets translated into an empty space. يعني إحنا عندنا ال plans, they're completely clear, and you have the space to create this, the circulation or التقسيمة اللي موجودة. A good way to help you out is to think about it through zoning or priority or bubble diagram, if other people call it this way. For bubble diagrams, it's literally the lists that we discussed together. بتيجي بتنقسم إلى الzoning محتاجينه قد إيه, priorities, right? So for residential project بيجي عندنا master bedroom, master dressing, بتبقى zone for the people living in. Reception, dining space, living area يبقى zones that we know the scale of it, right? In comparison to the other types of project, we'll walk you through it. But basically here we have the entrance, the foyer, كله معمول له zoning, right? And then you start playing around with this. You start making other zones bigger, other zones smaller, depends on the function and the need of the place. If we look at a restaurant, we have an outdoor seating and indoor seating. احنا في الساحل, so priority was for the outdoor seating. So merely we have the bar area inside, alongside of course secondary bar. بس برا بس احنا بنتكلم على how you split your bubble diagram up. We come to the services area, and one of the biggest things that a kitchen, a restaurant needs is a kitchen. So you find that the area of the kitchen is much bigger. And then we go to the office prototype we're talking about. فبنيجي بنشوف مثلا how the kitchen is compared to the other space, the reception area or the entrance in comparison to the house or the residence. So basically each project diverse where the zones take it. Of course, this is all translated into plans, and those plans could really show you because ساعتها خلاص furniture is applied, scale بيبان قوي, and this is when you start connecting walls and connecting furniture together and everything. هنا we see that the reception area, we chose an apartment for you to see the whole plan in full. So we walk in, we have the foyer area, we have the reception dining one space, another secondary living room for privacy. And then we take it forward and onwards to more functions inwards. عندنا the master bedroom, the dressing, the toilet inside of it, ensuite. And then we have other functions like the kitchen, which is very, very important to any project. فهنلاقي إن إحنا أغلب الوقت a soft kitchen or a kitchenette is necessary, just like the service of the toilet, etc. بنيجي عند restaurants, and we start seeing that no, it's a dining place, it's a bar area, it's a kitchen in the back. So it's basically less dividing up and more of having capacity, right? And then بنيجي عند المكاتب, when we start seeing a more rigid plan, we start seeing تقسيمة functions and عدد and capacities of people working in the space. When come to translate that into circulation, right, and who's using the space where, we start seeing إن إحنا basically in any project we have multiple routes. كذا حد بيستخدم المكان. But to narrow it down for you today, we decided to show you what's most common in all these spaces. إحنا عندنا في البيت the route of the people living in the house and the route of the service, for example. For the home, it's basically overlaps between everything. Everyone can access the spaces and the function. فالcirculation عندنا is very common between the client living in the space and the service. We come to look at the restaurant, and this is when we see a separation in the plan, because you only have the common part is where the people get to the restaurant or the clients we're serving, right? فإحنا عندنا بيقف عند the service area where it starts to become behind the bar, the kitchen, the storage area, etc. فبنبدأ نشوف ازاي circulation is starting from one place, reaching to the reception area, بيروحوا بيقعدوا على their tables and chairs and bar zone, etc. And they step into the last part, the last table. And then بنيجي بنتكلم على ال services area, where they have the same route because they go all around and they make sure the function of the project is going well. ونيجي طبعا في حسبة كل الكلام ده, we're talking about how furniture is spaced out and to allow for people to pass through and around. بنيجي بندخل على service area, and this is completely for the people who are operating the space. And then lastly, for the office, we find a similar outcome like the restaurant, because the office zone, you have the area where people who are in-house working, وعندنا الزون اللي ينفع الأشخاص يدخلوا ويخرجوا. And this is primarily مثلا في meeting area, في welcome reception space, في waiting area. نادرا لما بيبقى فيه مثلا an open company where anyone can just walk in. So their circulation is quite common between the commercial and the administrative. When we look at all of them together, we start seeing and imagining the functionality or how things get together in a pathway. It's like a road, it's like a direction. هي كلها دراسة الحركة وكلها دراسة الأشخاص اللي بتستعمل المكان. And this is like one of the things that people really don't see because it's intangible design. احنا زي ما قلنا tangible design is the aesthetics, but what's intangible is something that you feel or you consume, أو الحركة عامة اللي هي ما you don't really recognize but you eventually just do. دي بتتعمل through preparation and process and very very long scenarios that could really allow you to reach a point where you have your function really played and organized well. And then we talk about how this behavior, and we stress upon the user's needs, and this is what leads the function of the space. We are designing for people, and it's very important to focus on the behavior and always remember that the behavior is split into the function, the need، ايه الحاجة، ايه الغرض اللي احنا محتاجينه، المكان ده ينقسم إلى ايه، الzoning, and this is thinking of how to give the space حقه, what space should be where interconnected to what, and the circulation, which is how people walk from and to a place. And this is basically something that should guide you forever to really hold the function to a prime need and importance في أي حاجة أو أي project ممكن تشتغلوا عليها, because this is what really allows the project to stand out من ناحية نجاح، غرض، حركة. Any design, in our opinion, can be beautiful if you put the aesthetics right, if you do the material selection right, if you do the design process correctly. بس لو في design that is out of this world beautiful ومحدش ممكن يختلف على جماله ولكن is not functional أو ملوش الغرض المظبوط, then the outcome of this project is not the most accurate one and most likely will not be successful للغرض بتاعها. So we are ready for any questions from your end. So start shooting questions لو حد عنده أي سؤال. Thank you so much for allowing me to discuss a very important topic for us. Always remember that we are designing for behaviors, yani we are literally tailoring a design to optimize functionality. Please feel free to reach out and ask further more questions, and we are very proud of each and every person working for this field, and you will always have support from people around you. So best of luck. Thank you so much and see you soon, inshallah.